Now, still a number system. Now, I want to look at the addition and subtraction that has to do with number system. Now, look at it. The first example is dealing with base 2. We want to look at how can we add two different numbers together in base 2. Now, let's get this example. You have 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 in base 2 plus 1, 0, 1 in base 2. How can we do that? So we have 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 in base 2 with 1, 0, 1 in base 2. Addition. Now, we now have 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 will give us 2. But because we are dealing with base 2, just come to another side of the board. 2 divided by 2. That is 1 plus 1 is 2. You now divide it by the base number, which is base 2. 2 in 2 is 1, remainder 0. So you put down the remainder, which is 0, and you carry the whole number, which is 1, to the other side of the numbers. Now, that is this 1 will be carried to the next number, 1. So we now have this 1 that you've carried plus this 1 to make 2. Then 2 plus 0 will give us 2 again, which is still the same thing as this. You also divide that 2 with 2, which will give us 1 remainder, 0. You still put down the 0, you carry the 1 to the next number, 1. Now the number you've carried now, 1 plus 0 is 1. Plus 1, you have 2 again. 2 divided by 2 is still 1, remainder 0. You still put down the 0, you transfer the 1 again to the next. Now we still have 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 will give us 2 again. So it's still going to be 2 divided by 2, which is 1 remainder 0. It's still 0. You still carry the 1 to this. 1 plus 1 will give us what? 2 again. 2 divided by 2 is still 1 remainder 0. You put down the 0. You now carry the 1 to the next number. Since there is nothing here left, so you drop the 1. Because there's nothing left. You put down the whole number that you've carried, which is 1. And this is your addition in base 2. Now, let's look at in base 8. We want to add 5, 6, 0 in base 8 with 2, 4, 3 in base 8. Addition. Now, 0 plus 3 will give us 3. You put down 3 since 3 is not up to 8, so you put it down. Now let's look at the next one. 6 plus 4. 6 plus 4 is 10, so you cannot put down 10 because you are dealing with base 8. So you come to that side of the board, 10 divided by 8. How many 8 can we see in 10? That will be 1, remainder 2. So you put down the remainder, which is 2. And you carry this 1, the whole number, to the next number, which will be here, 1. That is this whole number, you carry it to the next number. So we now have 1 plus 5, which is 6. 6 plus 2 will give us 8. You cannot put down 8 because you are dealing with base 8. So we get 8. You now divide it by 8. 8 in 8 is 1, remainder 0. So you put down the remainder, which is 0, and you carry this 1 to the next number. Since there is nothing left, so you put down the 1. So this is what you have in base what? In base 8. This is addition. Now let's look at subtraction over there. Now, we are asked to subtract 1, 0, 2, 1, 1, 2 in base 3 minus 2, 0, 1, 1, 2 in base 3. 1, 0, 2, 1, 1, 2 in base 3 with 2, 1, 1, 0, 2 in base 3. Now this is subtraction. Now what to subtract? 2 minus 2, 0, 1 minus 1, 0, 1 minus 1, 0, 2 minus 0, 2, is 0 minus 2. Is 0 minus 2 will give you a negative numbers. So you need to borrow 1 from the next number and add it with this 0. So you need to borrow 1 from here. But because you are dealing with base 3, any number you borrow from here is actually 3 you are borrowing. Because you are dealing with base 3. So you transfer 1 to this side, you add it to this 0, which is 3. It means 3 plus 0. 3 plus 0 will give us 3. 3 minus 2 will give us 1. This one has been borrowed, so you have nothing left. So you have this answer in base 3. Finally, let's look at this last question, also it's subtraction. You have 9, A, 8, 4, B, 9 in base 12. Since you're dealing with base 12, recall that your A actually means 10 and your B actually means 11. So let's be careful, then we subtract. Now, 8 minus 9 is not possible, so you need to borrow 1 from 9, from here. A operates like 10. If you borrow 1 from 10, you're going to be left with 9. Now, the one you are borrowing, if you add it with 8, because you're dealing with base 12, you are actually borrowing 12, not 1. So the 12 you are borrowing, you add it with 8 to become 20. So 8 is now 20, because you are borrowing 1, which is actually 12. So 12 plus 8 will give us 20. 20 minus 9, you have 11. Don't forget, instead of writing 11, you have to replace 11 with B. But we are going to replace that later. Let's continue. Now you have 9 left. 9 minus B. This B is 11. So it's like saying 9 minus 11, which is not possible. So you need to borrow 1 from 9. If you borrow 1 from 9, you're actually borrowing 12. You add 12 with this 9. You borrow 1 from 9, you add it here, that is 12. 12 plus 9 is 21. Now 21 minus 11, that will give you 10. We can also replace this 10 with A later. Don't forget that you are dealing with the decimal, which is base 12. Now you've already borrowed 1 from here, you are left with 8. Yeah. So now I have 8 minus 4, which will give you 4. So this is your answer. Meaning that your answer is now 4AB in base 12. And that is the subtraction of 9A, 8 in base 12 minus 4B, 9 in base 12. Thank you.